let's review what we did. We know that vertical angles are congruent. So angle A is congruent to angle C, angle B is congruent to angle D. And what I just did right here, if you look at it, I traced this. And what I'm going to do right now is slide this up. If I slide it up this line, I know that this line will never touch. So these two lines are parallel. So what we have is now this angle right here is equal to this angle, the one that was traced. What we can say now, if two lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, this line is called a transversal, the corresponding angles are congruent. They're both angle A. Both of these are angle B. Both of these are angle C. And both of these are angle D. Yeah, let me slide it a little bit more so you can actually see the original. Excuse me. Do you see the angles here? And if I take a ruler, or if I want, I can measure it, because if you traced it, they have to be the same. But just for your edification, there's angle A. Here's angle A again. And they're the exact same measurement. Well, now that we know that corresponding angles are congruent, well, we can say, I did this freehand, so it may be a little off now, but I proved it to you. So let's say these two angles are congruent. If this is 50, we know this is 50. Well, we know if this is 50, this is 50. And this is 130 and 130. Wait a second. This is 50, this is 50. 130, 130. And what we can have right now are a lot of angles that we can make a lot of rules with. But it all started with the sliding of the patty paper up the transversal, and you visually get to see that the angles were congruent. And now it's just a matter of doing some algebraic examples and the different wording. And let's look at that again. We know that this angle is equal to this angle because I slid it up. And if you look, and I know a lot of teachers teach this in this way, as I do. Do you see the letter F? Well, if this is parallel to this, these two are equal. And what we can show also is, if we look at this, you can visualize the letter Z. Notice the wording here. If two lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, then the corresponding angles are congruent. And the corresponding means, since this is the parallel line, this is to the right side below, this will be to the right side below. It's the same location. And if you look at that Z, if you look at the Z, notice the words will be, if two lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, then the alternate interior angles are congruent. Let's look at the words. Alternate, one on one side and one on the other. They're alternating. Interior, they're both inside. Angles are congruent. Okay, and now it's just a matter of practicing examples using the algebra that you learned. And I'm sure your teacher has done this many, many times. Let's say this is 4x, and this is x plus 24. Well, there are lots of ways you can look at this. We know this is equal to this. So this is x plus 24. And if that's the case, look what I have here. I have a straight line. So I can now say 4x plus 24 equal 180. And the rest is solving. Yes, I'll end up with a decimal, and that's okay. Okay, so 5x plus 24 equal 180. 5x equal 136. X equals 27.2. I'm finished. Then you plug it in. Let's do it again. Let's say I would say these are parallel again, and forgive me if it's not drawn beautifully. Let's say this is 3x, and this is x plus 12. Well, let's look. Here's your z. And what's the reason again? Two lines are parallel and cut by a transversal, then the alternate interior angles are congruent. So 3x is equal to x plus 12. 2x is equal to 12. X is equal to 6. So this angle is 18. 6 plus 12 is 18. Meaning this is 18. This is 18. This is 180 minus 18, 162. 162, and we have our answer. 162. Thank you. But please make sure you do the example with patty paper.